The commission, as people know, worked for almost 3 years doing a really in-depth study, trying to understand how we can adapt the best practices for the best performing school systems in the world to Maryland. And through our rigorous research, we ended up with 5 big policy areas.
The Kirwan Commission recommendations are truly a blueprint for how to change our education paradigm, not only in the state of Maryland, but nationally as a whole. We're hoping that this can actually serve as a catalyst for change of our education system.
The Kirwan Commission amplifies, I think, a lot of the work the college is doing. One, in terms of support for students, oftentimes who are most at risk, and then certainly, secondly, building capacity in the educational system. How do we produce more teachers who are well qualified for the students they're serving today? So both of those things, I think, work well with the mission of community colleges, ensuring that the mission is amplified by serving everyone and making sure that we're trying to meet the needs of the community that we serve.
We're talking about over $3 billion over the course of 10 years. It's a huge investment, but the reality is, can we afford not to make this investment? When you look at the average cost of incarceration, which is somewhere around $70,000 a year, when we talk about healthcare disparities and folks on Medicare and all the social services programs that we need to provide for people who aren't making a livable wage, those kinds of things are costs that we have to subtract from the actual cost of Kirwan, because in reality, we won't have to pay those if we have people who are better prepared to be able to be successful in the workforce.
I think the big thing that I took away from this conversation is the need to really understand what the report says and to understand the implications of the recommendations, and most importantly, the implications if we don't do them. I think oftentimes we get caught up in this idea of saying, oh, this is what it's going to cost right now, or this is what it sounds like right now. Oftentimes people haven't read the report, they haven't read the legislation to understand the nuances, and last but not least, the impact if we don't do this work. Are we prepared for that as well?
We've got to make education more of a priority in our state if we hope to continue to be a really strong, robust economy and to give every kid in every zip code a chance to pursue the American dream.